You stupid idiot! I'm doing something here. I'm washing the dishes and stuff, and you won't even help me. Hi guys. We're filming? Oh. You guys wanted the horror movies. Okay. Okay, I got it. Okay. You guys don't need to tell me. I already got it by myself. Got it by myself. And I know what to click too. Okay, guys. Yeah. Too loud.
Get out! Get alone! What are you doing here? You trying to get yourself killed? I'm in the middle of something. What do you want?
Hey guys, I'm gonna go up. We'll go up on my.
Scary Sunday. That's what you want? You want the video? Well, let me handle this. I'll meet you upstairs. Freaking covers, man. Get out of here!
So I can't film it.
Well, hello. Thank you for joining me on this wonderful Sunday. Oh, this? That's a little scuffle with the cops. Don't worry about it. Well, it grazed my hand, but that's no problem. More important, you might be wondering why the cops weren't here. If you guys know the family that used to live here.
Wait, guys, I'm gonna. Just got this.
Came to check on the house and found me. I proceeded to deal with them. Now I'm sure more backup is on the way, but in the meantime, we got some videos to watch.
Yeah, you guys see me? Okay.
All your snacks that you're gonna need. Your Swedish fish, your Micah nights, your potato chips. Buckle up, it's about to get spooky.
Yep, it's about to get spooky. And you guys can watch this at night too. Anyhow. Stop. And no laugh too.
If you don't know what Spooky Scary Sunday is, let me bring you up to speed. Spooky Scary Sunday is a show where you guys send me scary animations and other videos.
Yeah, to me too. Some of you guys said to go on Corey Kenshin. So I did it.
Corey Kenshin, follow me first.
Good.
Hashtag Spooky Scary Sunday and leave a link.
And follow me too.
And if you make it on the show, you get a shout out. With that being said, first video.
So first video.
First story is called I used to work the graveyard shift at Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah,
You know,
at
this sounds
graveyard shift
crazy
at Dunkin'
already.
Donuts.
Yeah, the changes,
So
Dunkin' Donuts. You got the story from Mohi.
Wait.
All the samurai. Take a step.
Roy.
It's me and Mohi right now. How you doing?
Step away, Daniel. It's Roev here.
How you doing?
Hi,
doing
how?
all right? Thanks for sending the story in.
I used to work the graveyard shift at a Dunkin' Donuts. For those of you who don't know what a Dunkin' Donuts is, it's basically a donut chain that sells coffee, breakfast items, and of course, donuts.
This animation is so good.
This brings me to a little over a month ago when our location was recently selected to become 24 hours. A lot of other establishments would maintain a 24-hour drive-through window, but ours was fully open.
Dang.
I'll be honest, it was interesting to see the new types of customers who would come in during these hours. We, of course, had the hipsters and goths who had nothing better to do at 3 a.m. than to sit in a coffee shop drinking 1 cup for an hour.
What's it look
There
like?
were the occasional overworked businessmen and interns, trying desperately to finish that last-minute presentation. A couple weeks ago, I had encountered a new type of customer, though he is very difficult to describe. Have you ever met someone that makes you nervous for some unknown reason?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, at around 2:30 a.m., a man walked in with a large overcoat, with the collar pulled up, and a black beanie on his head. What struck me as odd first was the lack of people in our lobby. Normally, at this time, we'd have the goths huddled in the corner cursing the system or something. But the entire store was empty aside from this man, myself, and my manager who was in the back. Probably sleeping or something. After
Hey.
this person walked in, I thought it had to be a homeless man, trying to escape the cold and possibly seek out a hot cup of pity.
Homeless man.
But then I saw his face.
Too
He
well
was somewhat
dressed.
gaunt, but cleanly shaven. His eyes had dark circles around them as if he were tired, but he seemed quite energized. He then walked up to the counter. At that moment, I realized how tall this guy was.
Dang!
Quite Kobe tall. I asked him what he would like to order. He just stared straight ahead as if he were zoning out. I
Hello.
repeated my question a bit louder. He only said one word. Coffee.
Okay. I got you.
The man then leaned down and looked me in the eye.
I'm gonna check on something.
I was alone.
You guys keep on watching
I
this.
told him I wasn't, that my manager was in the back room. He then pulled out a few crumpled up dollar bills, handed it to me, and then walked back to the door without taking his coffee with him. As soon as he left the building, I felt this intense atmosphere lift up from around me. I quickly rushed to the back and told my manager about the whole situation, to which he told me to put the man's money aside in case he comes back for it. The next night, everything was back to normal. The usual...
Yo, tell me this doesn't look like Steven Universe. Look like Garnet or Sapphire. I don't know them characters.
Customers sat in their respective seats, sipping their coffee. While I was keeping myself busy and mopping the floor, I couldn't help but think about the interaction I had last night.
Oh.
That's when I happened to look out of our front window.
Bro, what do you want?
I saw him. He was
Your
standing
coffee is
across
on the
street
counter.
under streetlight. He was just standing there, staring at me. I turned to see if my manager was behind the counter, and when I looked back, he was gone.
Oh, this guy.
At that point, I was starting to feel unnerved. My last night working there was the worst by far. And also the reason I quit. I had arrived at work and relieved the people working before me. That's when I received a call from my manager telling me that he had a family emergency and would be a few hours late.
Oh, great.
I was upset, but there wasn't much I could do, so I just said all right. After 3 uneventful hours of me cleaning the same racks over and over again to keep my mind off things, I glanced out of the window once more.
Yep. You
When
know
I
who
saw
that
him,
is?
my blood turned to ice.
You know who it is? Oh my God!
On the other side of the window, he was grinning at me with a sinister smile that caused my
Oh!
body to seize up. Right away, I pulled out my cell phone and called the police. While my phone was ringing, the man did something strange. Without peeling his
What
eyes
the-
from the glass, he pulled out a cell phone from his pocket.
What's
I
he
watched
doing?
him carefully as he began to type something into the phone without even looking at it.
Look at him!
At that moment, my phone buzzed, notifying me of a text. The message said, "Now you're alone."
Oh! Oh, so that guy got to the boss, killed him presumably, and took his phone, and then texted the guy off of the... Yo. Alright, this next one's called Fox, and it's sent in by Hayden the Birdmaster. So, Hayden, I think it's amazing that you're a Birdmaster. If you could kindly train me to also be a Birdmaster so I can tame the Zapdos flying outside my window. Geneva Film Company presents a film by James Stewart and Neve Bizarre. Oh. Stop motion. Fire. That's the boss man? Oh, I'm out. Fox. Headphones. I gotta. Thank you. Dang, they after her. It's okay, just be quiet. You're okay. Oh, they fast though. Ooh. Oh, that was her. Okay. She's fast. Careful.
I'm home.
Exactly.
I'm home. Mom!
Man, bust that window! What?
Mom! Mom, I'm back.
What is happening?
Foxes, they kidnapped. They made me dig in a mine. It's been days.
Emily, let's go. If you're late one more time, Miss Patterson's gonna give me detention.
Mom, I'm right here, Mom. Haven't you noticed me missing?
I'm ready to go, Mom.
Who was that? Oh!
No,
What?
School on time.
Mom!
I don't know who you are, but what have you done with my daughter?
What do you...
I just haven't seen yourself. You seem almost...
Mom,
I
turn!
don't know. I like the new you.
Thanks, Mom.
It's a fox!
I'll see you after school.
It's not me! Just look at it!
Are you gonna look at your daughter?
Have a good day, Mother.
What?
Emily, I love you.
Bruh, she in a genjutsu right
I
now.
love you more.
Oh, you're done. No, don't play this like this is a good ending. No! This next one's called Bells, and it was sent in by Dylan Dimple. Hey Dylan. First of all, you don't gotta pull out the AK, alright? Who was you, Soldier? Soldier? Young Draco? No, put it down. Thanks for sending the story. Hopefully it's good. Alright? Oh.
Somebody's gonna have to go by and start going through his things.
Okay,
The service is next week.
I see.
So you'll be coming, right?
I don't know. I'm struggling here, Jim, with work. We have all
Nah.
these orders, and
I'm not trying to hear.
he's just starting his new school.
Get over here.
Caitlin, he was Dad's only brother.
Yeah, and I didn't know him. Neither did you.
Oh, okay.
I can't.
Yeah, I don't know him. Yeah, I'm out. I ain't going to that.
The whole thing is freaking me out, to be honest. I mean, why are they saying it has to be a closed casket? Did they ever say what happened?
You're at church or something?
Close.
What?
Yes.
No, I'm at my house. Jim, are you there?
You don't hear that?
Hear what?
The
You
bells.
serious with that?
Hello? Jim?
Caitlin, shut up. Hold up.
Hello?
Oh my
It's really strange.
Jim, are you there? Hello?
This one, Corey Kenshin farted.
Caitlin?
Ding,
Hello?
Bruh, this one getting loud.
ding.
Caitlin?
What to say? She's still in here though? He's still holding the phone up to his ear though. She's not on the.
Okay.
I was getting mad. Maybe you just having little episodes, alright? Your uncle just died. You ain't know.
What the freak just happened?
Are you serious? Bro, get your back against the wall. Someone just threw in a sound grenade. Oh my gosh, I just farted. Guys, I am so sorry. In a sound grenade. In a sound grenade. I literally just twerk farted. I did. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. Oh my. Wow. This is embarrassing. I cannot believe I just gyrated like that. Bro, you making a wrong decision. Get out of the house.
No, good decision.
You only got 4 senses now. You cannot hear. Alright. Dude. He is deaf. Get out of there.
Big stop.
You still got a button too. What is that, an iPhone 5? We don't have buttons no more.
Why do you have shoes under your house?
Why did you got shoes on in a house anyway? You on that weird stuff. Look up the path. Don't. What? The fuck is that? Bro, I didn't even see what that was. There you go. You look so scared.
Wait, guys, I'm trying to do something. Sorry to mess up, you guys. I'm gonna put it back. I'm a dumb idiot.
What is that? Did you see that thing, Joe? No, it's a call about her brother.
Want some juice?
Put the top back on. Sheesh.
Hey. You thinking about school?
No. I'm thinking about the TikTok video I just made and how everybody's about to roast me.
Watching, but it's gonna be super fun.
Maybe.
Remember I told you you have the nicest teacher in the whole school. And you're gonna make 100 new friends, right? It's true. It is true.
Oh, he's going to a new school and doesn't have friends. Man up! Sucker! It's a kid in the room. You can't do that.
Do you hear that?
Hear what?
Are you? Oh, no. You can't kill kids. It's Bro, the movie rules. And the last one for this week is called Missing Halloween. All right, longest scene for last. This one's 10 minutes. And it was sent in by Mia X Vibes, Florida. We gotta talk for a second, because you sent me a video. I gotta tell you that I appreciate you. All the other samurai know what the deal is. Red Sea right down the middle. Move, move. And Mike and Neil film Missing Halloween. Well, I'm getting good vibes. Oh, it's super cute. This is good. Movie rules. And the last one for this week is called Missing Halloween. All right, longest scene for last. This one's 10 minutes. And it was sent in by Mia X Vibes, Florida. We gotta talk for a second, because you sent me a video. I gotta tell you that I appreciate you. All the other samurai know what the deal is. Red Sea right down the middle. Move, move. And Mike and Neil film Missing Halloween. Well, I'm getting good vibes. Oh, it's super cute. This is definitely not gonna be scary. Aww. I want to trick or treat too. What just happened? Why is the mom like, okay, I ain't gonna say nothing. Yay! We're trick or treating, guys. Bye, Mom. Talk to you later. Last Halloween. We're out of groceries. Go ahead and play with your friends. We'll be back soon, Mom and Dad. Did he get beat up and robbed for all of his candy? Dang. Yeah, look at his eye. Hey, how's it going? My name's Tom. You want some candy? Alright, I'll shut up. Oh, she didn't get any candy? Dude, take this candy, alright? We'll both eat one. Yeah. Smile, girl. Found me. Forget dentist. I'm delicious.
Poopy, where are you?
So this happened last Halloween. Now they're best buds.
Look at it. Look at
This
it.
Halloween.
Wait till I call your mom. I'm making a video. Damn it.
Bro, this kid is freaking so anime. Oh. Watch where you're going, you idiot. And my camera died. Trick or treat. Hey kids. Here's some candy. Yo, I miss trick or treating so much. What just happened? What just happened? Why didn't she get any? hey guys. They having a party back there. Man, these houses suck. 2 pieces? Man, why aren't they putting any in hers? There you go. What an awesome guy. Let's be friends. You found me. Dude, is she like dead or something? That's what I'm already getting. Nobody can see her except for him or something? Why wouldn't anybody put candy in her bowl? Hey, Mom! Hey!
Nobody doesn't want to see you ugly baby.
What is that? I'll take that, thank you. Dude, you're running around in the street. Imaginary friend! I knew it! I knew it! She's not there. What? I'm about to start crying. She's right there! How can you not see her? Beth, tell them you're there! Dang. Yeah, she's definitely reacting. Beth, we're not supposed to cross the fence. Mom, Beth. Okay. I guess I'm doing this. Traps?
Why do they have to be
Oh, they
trapped?
hunting out here. Oh! Oh! Whoa, be careful.
What's wrong with
It's
these
gonna be like on Limbo. Ow, he got caught. Your leg is done.
Came out to him, and then he was not super supportive of it necessarily. And then, like a year later, he came out to me as bisexual.
Oh, he made it.
Do a dramatic impersonation of your ex's orgasm for 1 minute.
Thank you. I found you. You found me. How was that scary? That wasn't even scary though.
Of your ex's orgasm for 1 minute.
Oh, he died, dude. Found him. Oh! Oh no! You found me.
I'm not excited to go to class, but I'll talk to you about it later. Bye.
gonna go another one, okay?
Horrible twist. Like I want to cry. Like. Kind of early for the video, huh? It doesn't start for about, 3 more minutes. Wait. Don't leave yet. You might as well just hang out with me so let's get started. So I want to pitch you guys this idea, right? You see, I'm all cozied up. Got the little Voltron. Yeah, I'm not tall enough. It was getting cold here in Michigan. October's coming up, and I thought this would be a good time to implement a series where every Sunday we watch some scary videos. I was thinking something like Spooky Scary Sundays. But that's a mouthful. It might be a little too long. You know what you guys think in the description. They can write in the description now, huh? You earned this one. Down in the comments, hashtag SSS, Spooky Scary Sundays. You guys remember when we reacted to that Llama Arts video? Where your boy got permission. Llama Arts herself, or himself, I don't know what you are, approved and gave us permission to react to their videos, so you don't gotta feel bad. I'm not stealing anything. I got permission. Conscience is clean. I'm thinking every weekend, every Sunday, we can react to some scary videos, some horror animations, creepypastas, whatever y'all want to do. But that being said, I'm gonna get a snack for this. You might as well come in, right? Now this is the part where I just would move the camera and then we would be downstairs, but no, y'all, I'm just gonna, I ain't cutting nothing out. I just like to just walk with me, I guess. And I get to Sunday. This editing. I was rendering the video, actually. I was thinking, while you're here, you could slice that like button for me. I really appreciate it. Some people don't understand how far it goes. Samurai, we're trying to reach 4 million subscribers before the new year, right? You guys like juice boxes? Too much? Too much? Take a water. Alright guys, let's get this started.
It's your fault you came in here.
To react to. Got Momo in the back here. Momo,
in here.
don't even try today. If you want to do your freaking intro, you're gonna have to. How many more times do I gotta sit through that? Alright guys, so this first one is called Fishing Stories Animated. Now, Llama Arts, I'm a big fan. I'ma just say this so there's no misunderstandings, nothing's getting misconstrued. Alright, the link's down in the description. Llama Arts said that they like my videos, so let's get it.
This ain't that.
Daryl's
This ain't that.
Oh, is that the name of the story?
What?
Okay. We'll rock with it.
There used to be a pond about half a mile away from my old house that I would commonly go fishing in. It was nicknamed Daryl's Pond. I still have no idea who Daryl was or why it was called that, but nobody owned it, so people would once in a blue moon go fishing there as well.
Okay.
It was usually me by myself, though. I had dug a pole into the ground where I would tie a noose to and from my small kayak. I'd say it was about 3 in the afternoon when I rowed out to the middle of the pond, the sweet spot for getting a decent catch. There was another person coming out from the trees.
Oh, heck no! Okay, I'm not going to be pausing it today, but is that John Scarespector?
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Scares here. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Scares here.
Coming out from the trees. I waved at him and gave him a smile. He hopped into a small boat floating by the edge of the pond and began to row over to me.
For real?
As he got close enough where trying to speak to him wouldn't come off as obnoxious, I gave him a friendly, "Perfect day, isn't it?" "Yes, absolutely," he said. He didn't say anything after that, and I started to feel a bit awkward, as if I were obligated to keep some kind of conversation rolling now.
I hate that feeling.
"So, you come out here to throw some lines?" I asked. "No, I don't actually fish."
What the freak are you doing out here?
Well, it's never a bad day to relax on the pond, I said. He continued to row closer to me until his boat collided with mine, creating a big thud.
Are you serious?
I'm genuinely uncomfortable now.
Yo, look at his face. This big old pond out here. And you just want to roll? It's like when dudes go in the bathroom. It's like 50 stalls. You go to one random one, you know, somewhere down the side. And then somebody come in and come to the stall right next to you. It's all this room in here.
I didn't feel threatened, just weirded out.
Nah,
I was only 24 years old. This guy looked like he was late 40s or 50s. There was an awkward silence. I tried to just act like I was focused on trying to make a catch. But by now, that wasn't even on my mind.
I'm getting out the...
This guy was weird. I didn't know what he wanted, and I was uncomfortable being so close to him. I felt him looking at me, or at least in my direction, as I faced halfway to the opposite direction of him. I took a quick glance to my right. Yeah, he was staring at me. I just...
Hey, what you doing over there? Catching a little fish?
I decided to be ballsy and lock eye contact with him. After about 4 seconds, he looked away.
Nah.
So, where are you from? I asked him.
Why is he trying to talk to him?
Up there. He pointed behind himself in the direction of the woodsy hill leading past the dirt road. Oh, you live by Suffolk? I asked. No, I'm not, he said.
Where do you live?
What made you decide to come out here? I said. Why not? I continued to try and uncomfortably fill the awkward silences that kept coming up.
Leave.
His responses were dry. He didn't contribute anything to what was barely a conversation.
Trying to talk to your crush. Hey, how you doing, girl? Okay.
They're not doing anything, with half a smile on his face, looking either at me or in my general direction throughout. I was creeped out. My heart was racing at this point.
Leave!
Go as far as saying that I was nervous for my life. We were surrounded by trees in all directions in the middle of the pond.
Dude.
I started to row a bit closer to land.
Yeah,
in a very low-key kind of way, trying to play it off as me just trying to find a better spot to find some fish.
Don't follow me.
I was horrified when I saw he was following me.
Oh my God!
Had a great day, huh? I felt a shake in my voice. I got close enough to the edge of the pond where I finally told the man, I think I'm going to call it a day.
Yeah.
I turned to see his reaction. He was still staring at me, but his smile was gone now.
What do you want?
I can't let you leave, he said.
Oh, no.
He lifted his flannel to expose a handgun sticking out of his jeep. As soon as I could process what I was looking at, I dove out of the boat for land. A whole mile uphill through the woods back to my house, and locked every door and window as soon as I made it home. I pulled down the blinds to the dining room window, leaving it open just a crack for peeking outside undetected. It started to get dark out, and I left every light in the house off, still peeking out to the front yard, making sure I wasn't followed.
Nah, I'm going to
The time came when I finally decided I wasn't followed. I realize now, like you, that not calling the police immediately was a huge mistake.
Oh.
I kept my bedroom windows open to let the room air out. My bedroom was on the second floor, so I wasn't worried about being watched through the window. About half an hour after shutting the light and falling under the covers, I heard the sound of leaves crunching from outside.
No! He found your house?!
I sat up to hear it more clearly. It was definitely something walking around out there. Normally I would assume it was a deer or a bear, but after what just happened, I would...
Y'all know what time it is, right? Don't look at me confused. Y'all know what time it is. My man is outside the window. It's only one thing I can do. It's only one thing I can do. Hey, you want to be outside my window? That's cool. That's cool. I got something for you. I got something for you. You want to be outside my window? You about to get this buckshot, baby boy. Now what you trying to do? Y'all think I be playing over here? Let somebody... with somebody.
Still in paranoia mode. I sat up as still as a statue, except for my shaking out of fear, waiting as the sounds of the steps stopped. Hey buddy, you up there? Are you trying to sleep? Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you. I felt like 100 pounds just fell directly onto my chest. It was the same voice. I knew it right away. I didn't make a sound. I crept out of the room, quietly downstairs to the kitchen, and grabbed the phone, practically crawling on my way out to avoid being seen through the open blinds. I called 911 like I should have earlier in the temporary safety of my bedroom. I made sure to whisper into the phone, as I was still hoping that he hadn't yet heard or spotted me. 20 minutes felt like an hour as I sat behind my bed, waiting for the police to arrive in constant fear that I would hear glass breaking from downstairs, or a thud on the back door, or even just a voice again from down below my window outside. The police did a thorough investigation of the property in nearby woods, turning up nothing.
Dang.
They suggested I stay with a friend or a family member for a few days.
You gotta
so
move.
I did.
You gotta move now.
I never heard from or saw the man again. I still moved a month later. I couldn't deal with the constant fear and paranoia of being watched through my windows.
Thank you for
I
having
feel much
common
more
sense.
comfortable fishing out by the bay now.
Did he get killed by something else? Yo, that story was lit. Alright guys, this next one is called Hitchhiking Horror Stories Animated. I am an avid non-supporter of hitchhiking. Hitchhiking horror stories.
3 months after I turned 16 in 2005, I got my first car, a 99 Toyota Camry. On a warm Saturday night, when my friend Alex invited me over to one of his friend's big parties, I knew I wouldn't be in a condition to drive the Camry home afterward. So we carpooled with Alex's girlfriend, Brianna. We lived in the countryside of Virginia, meaning less big parties. Meaning when there was a big party, it was a huge deal and everyone would go. We lived about 5 to 10 minutes away from this kid's house. I knew where he lived as I was acquainted with him, but not exactly friends. The whole ride there, we took the same 2-lane highway type road through the woods, and this kid's house was actually on this road further down. At certain points on this road, there were a few houses on either side, and then it would just go back to being a long, empty highway again.
Okay.
The house was tiny, like a lot of houses around the area, but the party was held outside anyways, since its closest neighbors were relatively far away, and noise wasn't an issue.
Oh.
I'll skip most of the party up until the point that Brianna, who was supposed to be our designated driver, had to suddenly leave for a small family emergency. Alex said it was fine and that we'd find a ride home. Well, fast forward another few hours and another few drinks, and I could barely even walk straight.
Hey.
I checked my watch, and it was like 2 in the morning. I figured it was time to go. I started looking for Alex, but I couldn't find him anywhere. In fact, it seemed like everybody I knew had already left.
Oh no.
I could barely even think straight, but I was still furious at the fact that Alex could have actually left without me. I asked to use the party host's phone and dialed Alex's home number. After 2 tries, I gave up and then realized I shouldn't wake his family up. So, literally not knowing what else to do.
Kind of friend you go to a party with where he leave and forget about you. It's 2 a.m. Narrator is toasted. He can't drive home. He don't know nobody else at the party. If y'all ever go to a party and you drunk and you just can't get a ride home, you don't got cash for Uber, call me before you hitchhike, all right? Oh, you need my cell phone number? All right, it's 73 800-588-2300 and 5.
Today, I dizzily stepped out onto the road and began walking back home. I knew this walk would take anywhere from half an hour to an hour in my condition. Maybe after 15 minutes of walking down the road, the slight shine of car headlights on the road was fading in from behind me. Jumping for joy inside, I lifted up my arm and stuck out my thumb.
Why?
As the car neared, it slowed down and came to a stop.
You never know who is pulling up.
The man driving the 98 Ford Explorer rolled down the window and asked where you headed. I told him my house was just down the road and beyond a right turn. probably slurring my words beyond comprehension.
You know he drunk.
He chuckled and told me to hop in. I thanked him and joyously hopped into the truck. I was exhausted, and I remember completely disregarding things the guy was asking me because I was so close to just passing out. And that's what happened.
No.
The memories of being in that truck turned to a fog, as I'm sure I passed out.
You passed out in his car? Oh my gosh, this dude can take him anywhere.
The next thing I remember, I woke up still in the moving truck. The guy looked at me and laughed, but didn't say anything. I looked around.
What are you laughing at?
The road we were on wasn't familiar. I nervously asked, where are we going? He then said, so what were you doing out this late anyway?
Answer my question!
As the man answered my very straightforward question with another irrelevant question, the sobering reality of the situation hit me. You can let me out anywhere, I told the man. The man
You have no
responded
idea
with a
where you
firm
are!
No. I felt like throwing up as he said that. No, I really actually felt like I was going to throw up.
Well,
I started to gag as I felt more and more nauseous by the second.
Yeah.
The man took his eyes off the road to look at me, and that's when I thought of the perfect distraction.
Yes.
I turned in his direction as I continued to gag, and he started to kind of lean away and slow down the car.
He's like, oh. He kidnapped some dude. He started freaking barfing. He's like, oh, dude next to him. I just started spazzing. My dude be like, oh.
Thankfully, I drank as much as I did because I finally threw up and made a point of doing it all over the man's lap. The man yelled in frustration and stopped the car, and that's when I took it upon myself to run for my life into the woods and duck behind a few bushes.
He hit him with the throw-up finesse.
The man came following into the woods with a flashlight, and on 2 separate occasions, he shined the light straight over me without noticing. Eventually, I heard his footsteps walk even further into the woods past me. That was when I ran back to his truck, but unfortunately, he was smart enough to lock it.
Oh, freak.
By some miracle, I saw another car approaching in the distance, and I ran out into the middle of the street, waving my arms like a lunatic.
Yes.
The car tried to
They
avoid
could be a
me,
killer,
but I
though.
wouldn't let it. They were forced to stop, and I yelled at them to help me before they came back. Once I told them that I was kidnapped by the man who was driving that Ford Explorer, the driver agreed to give me a lift. Not to the police station or anything, but to my house. I made it back safely, where I couldn't thank the driver enough.
Thank you.
I immediately woke up my parents and told them. My dad wanted to know if I got his tag number, and then I felt like punching myself in the face. I failed to get the simplest information from the guy that would have allowed me to actually properly report him.
Dang.
All I knew was that he drove a faded blue 99 Ford Explorer. I made sure to give Alex a piece of my mind, and part of me always held a grudge against him ever since, just for abandoning me at a party without telling me.
When I see you at school tomorrow, you getting creamed. Take that as you will.
I haven't seen him in 4 years now, however, and this was actually the first time I even thought about this incident for almost a year now. As time goes on, even the worst of memories may start to fade. But after writing this to share with the internet, it's once again fresh in my mind.
That music. Yo, clap that up. Llama Arts and Mr. Nightmare, which I learned is the narrator, or the narrator. It's like a 2-hit combo. Mr. Nightmare is dope at the freaking narration, and then Llama Arts just brings it to life. Y'all want to do one more? All right, let's just do one more. I don't know how long Spooky Scary Sundays videos are going to be. This is just the first episode of the series, all right? If y'all want a weekly, Spooky Scary Sunday, like button down there. This last story is called Babysitting Stories Anime.
It was during a blizzard in Valley Stream. I was getting paid $250 to watch some couple's kid while they went away for the weekend.
Hey.
His name was Matthew. This took place on the first night, which was a Friday night. Matthew was already supposedly asleep, while I was in the living room watching a movie. I got a knock at the door.
What are you watching?
And looked at the clock. It was close to midnight. There was no way I was opening it. Not even 10 seconds later.
Oh my God! Could you imagine it being like midnight? And then somebody just at your freaking front door like...
That's the police.
Angrily.
Open the door.
10 seconds later. I heard the sound of 2 or 3 men angrily banging on the door, telling me to open up. I felt like...
How many doors is out there?
I took a peek through the blinds, and there was somebody standing right on the other side of the window.